Good morning from Van Horn, Texas, everyone. We made it last night, and we're just about ready to pack up and head on the rest of the way to Dallas. Wanted to show you the rig here and talk to you a little bit about some of the lessons so far learned on this. First off, there's a lot to be said for having a checklist. And while I don't yet have a checklist, I do have a routine that I go through when I hook up and tear down the RV. Well, I didn't follow the routine and I don't have a checklist. And so yesterday when we were getting ready to leave the house, we missed two steps. Thankfully, we caught them before any damage was done. But just a reminder, and it's a reminder to me, I'm going to have an actual checklist that I can go over every time I could connect or disconnect the RV. We were plugged into shore power at the house yesterday, and I drove forward about 3 feet before Bethany yelled, "Stop!" because we hadn't unplugged the shore power yet. Thankfully, we had about 10 feet to spare, so we didn't hit anything. And then, after I got out on the street and was getting ready to go, I realized I hadn't hooked the electric up to the truck either. So, two things that just happened as part of my routine that didn't happen because I wasn't following my routine. So, that's one thing. The other was, as we drove yesterday, we followed the 220 rule, which is we drove for about 2 hours, then took a 20-minute break. That worked out really well. But we didn't account in the driving time for the inevitable stops, and so we were held up for 10 or 15 minutes at a checkpoint for border control once we got into Texas near the border. There were a couple accidents, times when traffic was just bad, and we ended up getting here in the dark. So just a reminder also to start early. And then the final thing is that my Open Roads card, or my card that I used to pay fuel, I hadn't renewed it. I didn't know I had to, but it turns out I had to. And so I'm having to go in and prepay for fuel at every one of the truck stops. Not the end of the world, certainly a first world problem, but if you've gotten one of those fuel cards, the fuel saver cards from one of the truck companies, make sure that you contact them before you go out through the week, because they're only open Monday through Friday, and make sure that it's actually good. So anyways, we are off. A little allergy stuff going on today. We are off to Dallas, got 7.5 hours to drive. It's 7:30 in the morning. We expect to get there 4 to 4:30. Will give us time to get the camper unloaded and into the house before dark. So this is longer than normal. Sorry about that, but a couple things I wanted to say. Y'all take care. Bye.